If you've been to the GP and they rule out potential medical affections like Crohn or IBD or cancer in the colon or issues with your liver and your gallbladder, if those were ruled out, then if your symptoms continue, what I have done. First of all, welcome to my channel, and I do invite you to subscribe by clicking that small button next to my name. And if you find this information useful, please do share me. Thank you. Not to educate myself, because I wasn't going to live like that. I wasn't going to put up with those pains for the rest of my life. They were not going away no matter what types of painkillers I was taking, and the Buscopan and the things that the gastroenterologist recommended. They were simply not solving the problem, and I wasn't going to live like that. So I started to research and think outside of the box and read the National Institute of United States PubMed. It's an official medical publication. I started reading Science Direct and a couple of other Psychology Today, and I started getting answers, or at least try different things. So that's how I came across York test. York test is for intolerances. Intolerances are sometimes coming later in your life. They are normally based on the fact that you are missing an enzyme, and what it should be processed when you eat, it doesn't get processed anymore and produces an inflammation in the gut or throughout your body. So the York test identified yeast as a challenge for myself. Now, ironically, I realized that this is not something that it came overnight in my life. It's something that I had all my life, but it started flaring up recently because yeast extract is now added to so many packed things, and that includes like roasted peanuts. Why would you put yeast extract in roasted peanuts? So because it's got that flavory, nice taste, and the food industry is trying to get that bliss point where you become addicted to their products, they started putting yeast extract in absolutely everything that's out there, even vegetable stock. And guys, read the labels. Please start reading the labels and understand what the labels are saying, because the information is there. And if I can help just one person to lower their symptoms after they read my video, I will be happy. So yeast is a very tricky one, because in my case, I don't think it was the problem with missing enzyme, because I had it when I was 20. I remember when I went to the States and I ate processed bread there that wasn't so available in the country where I was born. And I was getting this bloatiness, and I was thinking it's just because I'm eating too much, and that's what it is. But it was looking like I was literally pregnant. And even my friends used to tell me, oh, go get a pregnancy test. That's a pregnant belly. That's not getting bloated. And they were wrong, because I was bloated, but I still didn't know what it was. So I lived with it for many years of my life until I started getting exposed a lot to basically larger quantities after I lived in Britain for a longer time. So York test did help me identify the items that I was intolerant to. So after I've got this confirmation that yeast intolerance is something that I'm going to have to live with, I first had to look at what I'm eating. So change to sourdough bread, but mind you, even sourdough bread in some of the stores has yeast in it, and that's why the message I want to put across is very important. Check labels. If you do have an intolerance, check the labels, please, because you'll be surprised how many items that you would think they don't have yeast, they actually do. So if I was to compare with something else, it would be the same. Check the ingredients. After I've done that, then I started researching if there's any way that I could correct it. Now, being related to yeast, it made me think that this is an organism. So just like with a glass of water, if I have too much yeast in the body, which is a normal microorganism, so I should be having some of it, but maybe if I have too much of it, then if I continue to eat too much of it, then the bucket overflows. So that's the way I started thinking about it. Right, so I've got two ways of attacking this. I have to lower what I eat with yeast content, but I also have to look at how to lower the yeast level in my body. And that's how I came across a lot of research and a lot of programs that tend to help with that. Mind you, the only thing that I couldn't get from York test was what type of yeast. So that sort of made my journey a little bit more complicated, because there are different categories of yeast, which explains why sometimes I can have a type of bread with yeast, but I cannot have another one with yeast. So yeah, it's just to make the journey even more interesting. The conclusion of this video is, if you do follow the York test or any other food intolerance, and you do get confirmation of the fact that you do have an intolerance, don't despair. Think about it bi-directional, like I said. What has, from what you eat, that particular ingredient, and start lowering it down. Maybe just change it with something else. And then think about how you could lower that existent in your body ingredient, or look into the option of enzymes if there are items that could be helped by enzymes. I hope this video helps at least one person. Thank you.